Hello, in this video, let's talk about the limit at a point from one side. Before, we have looked at a limit at one point from both sides. In order for a limit to exist, it has to be true from both sides. It has to be the same value. So if somebody asks, what is the limit of our function as x approaches -4, which is this point here, they're asking, what is the height of my function, which is what is the y value, as I'm approaching the -4 from the left side and from the right side. And we're looking at the height and we're asking what is that height. And from the left side it's 3, from the right side the height is also 3, so from both sides the answer is 3. And if the two sides match, that means the limit from both sides exists and it equals to that one number that both sides match. But when we look at that limit, we looked separately at the left side and separately at the right side. And there are limits just from the left side and just from the right side. So when as far as the notation, from the left side, we will put the little negative on the top of -4. So here, let's look at, this is the diagram of some function, and it has 3 points of interest, -4, 6, and 17. And we will look at an examples of finding the limit at each one of these points. So first, let's focus on -4 and ask ourselves, what is the limit as x approaches -4 from the left? And from the left, we put a little negative on the top of our number, and that means from the left. And so as we approach from the left side, we are asking ourselves, we are moving on our curve and we're trying to get as close as possible to our -4, to the x -4, without actually hitting the -4. So what is that height approaching? And we have already answered that question. That answer is 3. So from the negative side, the answer is 3. Now, from the right side, we abbreviate it as a little plus. So the plus means from the right, and now we're moving on the same curve but only from the right side, and are asking ourselves, as we're getting really close to the -4 on the x, what is the height becoming? And the height is getting really close to the 3. Again, we're not asking at that point, we're only asking very close to it, and that answer again is +3. So here, let's put in equals to 3. And then from both sides, that means there is no number on the -4. There is neither plus nor minus. There is nothing here. And that means both sides. So from both sides, the limit must be the same as it is from the left and from the right. So when limit from the left side and from the right side match, that means limit from both sides is exactly the same number. So the limit as x approaches -4 from both sides is equal to 3. From the left side it's equal to 3. From the right side it's equal to 3. Now let's look at the next example. So our other point of interest was 6. So here let's approach the 6 from the left side, so from the negative side. And as we approach 6 from the left side, from this side, we are moving on this curve and we're trying to get as close as possible to the 6, and we're asking, what is this height? And this height is equal to the 2. So from the left side, our limit is equal to 2. Now, as we go from the right side, from the plus, we are moving as close as possible to this 6, but now we're traveling on the other curve, on this curve, and we're trying to get as close as possible to the 6, which means we're asking, what is this height? And this height is equal to 3. So from the right, the limit is 3. And when there is no number plus or minus, that means both sides, and the both sides must equal. In order for us to have one answer, both of these numbers must match. And when they don't match, then there is no answer, which is a 0 with a line through it, which means does not exist or undefined. So this symbol 0 with a line through it means undefined or does not exist. So our second example, limit as x goes to 6, from the left side it exists, from the right side it exists, but from both sides it does not exist. And the last point of interest is 17, as we approach 17 from the left and from the right side. So here is 17. As we go into it from the left side, we will be getting really close to this height, which happens to be equal to 4 here all the way through. That's a 4. So at 17 we equal to 4 from the left side. From the right side, we also have, as we're going from this side, we're traveling on the same curve and we're also getting to the same height, which is also equal to 4. And from both sides there is no plus or minus. This is from both sides. Left side and right side equal to each other, which means from both sides it also equals to 4. And that's the difference between the limit at both sides and the limit from left side or right side. The limit may exist from left or from the right, but may not exist from both sides. And that's it for this example. If you have any questions on anything, please let me know. If you like anything, give it some thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it some down. Let me know what I can do better, what other examples you would like me to discuss. And if you find that this information is useful to you or maybe useful to somebody else, feel free to share it on your social media sites, and that way we can help as many people as possible. Thanks a lot for your time. Take care.